Okay, here we go. So welcome everybody to my Ustream show. I have these every other Tuesday. And so for those of you that are new, welcome. And tonight we're going to create this mixed media. Actually, we're not going to make this hard, but we're going to make a different shape only because I lost the mini album. But there's another one that's very similar to it. But we're going to make this mixed media canvas piece. And I'm going to show you how to do that step by step. And tonight we're going to be using some fabulous Lindy Stamp Gang sprays. And also we're going to do, I'm going to show you some of the different colors that you can use for the Lindy's Color Challenge. So every month there is, over in the Lindy's blog, okay, there is a color challenge. And so we put it on once a month. And then you have the entire month to create a project using those colors. Now, usually on the color challenge, we have about 4 or 5 different colors, and we only say you need to use 2 colors out of that to create your project. So how easy is that, right? So you really only need 2 of the colors. I'm going to give you some color suggestions as well. We're going to have 2 fabulous winners at the end of the show. From the people that are live on the chat. Lindy Stamp Gang is going to be giving away 1 epic set of our limited edition February set that corresponds with our color challenge this month, which is so exciting. The epic set will include, if you don't know what an epic set, if my admins can please link the website of the lindystampgang.com. An epic set includes the sprays, the embossing powders, and the magicals, as well as one winner will also win just the spray set. Okay, so that's 2 winners. Really exciting stuff tonight. Isn't that awesome? So I'm really, really excited. And I'm going to be using a whole different set of colors that also match the swatch for the color challenge. So it'll give you a really good variety on some of the colors that you can use for this color challenge. And for those of you that are in my mixed media group, and of course the admins can post the mixed media group link, this month I decided, I don't know, I'm kind of in love with the color palette of the Lindy Stamp Gang color challenge this month. So I really wanted to use it. So what we're going to do this month is I'd like you to create a canvas piece. Now, if you don't have a canvas, it's okay. You can do it on a art journal page if you'd like, or a watercolor piece of paper. But I'd like it to be separate than your actual art journal. And the reason for that is because I want it to be a reminder of something. And so the theme this month is certainly going to be the color challenge. Okay, Lindy Stamp Gang color challenge. And then I want you guys to enter it in the color challenge and my challenge. Okay. But what I want, there's a catch. And the catch is, you guys know how many messages I get from you all about, oh, I wish I could, and then fill in the blanks, and then I would be a good artist. Or I wish I had the, let's say, confidence, and then I would be a good artist. So what I'd like you to do is, in whatever it is that you're creating, I want you to actually do a journaling. So whether you do it with, you know, a Sharpie or a journaling pen or whatever you want to use, I want you to express somewhere in there, even if it's in the back of the canvas, I want you to express, what would it take for you to be an artist? What would it take, right? And what you'll notice when you write is that it's just excuses, right? But it's a reminder for yourself about how silly we are and how many limitations we put on ourselves about, you know, being something, right? You can, if you feel like you're an artist, then just be an artist. If you feel like being, you know, a mom, a good mom, then you are a good mom by just simply just being that. You don't have to be, you know, this amazing thing in order to be something wonderful. You just are that already. I know, it's so scary. So that's the challenge. And I know I put my challenges sometimes can be a little bit challenging. And I do that on purpose because I like to, you know, push you a little bit. Otherwise, you know, and if you know, you don't want to say, if your limitation is, what would it take to be, you know, a mom? you can do that. It doesn't have to be an artist. But what would it take? Okay. Literally, what would it take for you to be something that you've been wanting to be? Okay. Whether it's an artist, whether it's a good mom, whether it's, you know, a lumberjack, I don't know, whatever you, whatever you think, right? I mean, you know, like a garbage truck driver, I don't know, right? Whatever you want, just just write it, okay? And this is using the Lindy's Color Challenge. So we're gonna go ahead and get started. I'm gonna switch the camera. Oh, one more announcement before I switch the camera. For those of you that don't know, I have announced, and tomorrow or the next day, I will put the details up, but there's a couple things. One of them is I am going to Spain to teach. I will be in Madrid, which I'm really excited. So all my Spanish speaking people, I will see you there. So stay tuned. So I'm really, really excited. And second thing, starting in June to almost the end of July, I will be on my second round of my Australia tour. So I am heading your way. And not only that, but this time New Zealand is added. So I am so excited. I cannot wait. And there's several more locations to come. I'm also going to be in May in South Africa. So all my South African people, hello, and I'll be there in May for the Fabulous Scrapalicious event put on by Fab Scraps. So that's a lot of talking. That's 7 minutes of talking. Um, that's awesome. Okay, so I'm gonna switch the camera down right now. Here we go. Just hang tight. There we go. Can everybody see me okay? I'm just gonna turn on the other, oops, I'm gonna turn on the other light for a moment. I think that's a little bit better. Fabulous. Okay. Can everybody see okay? So this is what we're gonna make tonight. Okay, really, really wonderful. However, don't laugh at me because I know you will. I seem to have misplaced, literally, I took an hour cleaning this room to try and find where I left these canvases, and I cannot find them absolutely anywhere, these heart ones. I thought they were in the spot that I thought they were, but I'm a scatterbrain sometimes. So that's not a problem because Limor always has a plan. Prima has some more wonderful, you know, some of these canvases in other shapes. So there is the, this is that cute coffee cup one, which we could totally use. And then there's this regular one too. I think I want to use the coffee cup because it's a really fun shape. I'll show you how fun this is. Now these are albums, as you can see by the grommet, but you don't have to use them as such. These are fairly old. Let me see what year is that. Oh, 2012, a couple years old. And they are by Donna Downey and Prima. Okay, look how cute that is. Oh, lovely, lovely, lovely. I kind of like this. What do you guys think? Do you like this one or do you like this one? I don't know. You know what? I think maybe for this technique, I might use this one so I can show you a little bit more of the technique. How does that sound? Has more surface area. Let's do this, okay? So the first thing that you want to do is I like to have my super heavy gesso by Liquitex. Can everybody see? I'm just going to put the camera down just a tiny bit. There we go. Is that a little bit better? How's that? A little bit better? So, and I'm going to put this here because it's black and I'm hoping that the camera will stay focused on that. So what we're going to do is we're going to grab our super heavy gesso, and this is by Liquitex, like I said. All right. And we're going to take our palette knife and I'm going to grab, where is my favorite one? We can use this one. I have so many, I don't know which one I'm going to use. Just trying to find it. Oh, there we go. It was just hiding on me. There it is. Okay. So you're going to grab whichever one you like. This is the one I prefer for this particular technique, but of course we all have different preferences. You're going to take a little bit of super heavy gesso, okay? And you're literally, and I love because it's so thick, it doesn't apply evenly, which is exactly what you want. And you're going to spread it on your canvas, like so. Some places, obviously thicker than others. The whole point is not to coat the entire canvas. Okay, just random spots. You want some exposed canvas, definitely. Okay. And if you want the list of supplies, the girls and the admins will post the link to my blog, and I have all the supplies there on the post that I sent the admins, so you can go check it out right there. Now, there's places I want it to be just a little bit thicker, so I'm going to apply just a little bit more and almost create some really fun texture. Do you guys see that? By literally doing this, it creates some really, really fun texture. Okay, that's kind of what you want. Okay, in certain places, even on the grommets. You almost want to cover them up if you can. You don't really need them. Okay, just like so. All right, now what we're going to do is, this is really fun because super heavy gesso will kind of stay wet for quite a while unless you heat set it, right? So this actually is, we can work it to our advantage. So what I'd like to do is I'd like to take these fabulous wood veneer letters. These are alphabet stickers by Prima, and they're wood veneers. Really fun. So they take on the Lindy Stamp Gang sprays so beautifully. And these are just the real wood ones. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to take some of these puppies, just like this. Okay. And we're going to literally apply them randomly because it's wet. What we can do is apply, and they have adhesive anyway, but you can apply them on the gesso and you don't have to worry about putting any adhesive down. How cool is that? I think it's awesome. And so of course you can use numbers, you can use letters, you can use whatever you want. Okay, just like that. You can use little ones. Here's a little one. We're going to turn it this way. Just like that. You don't have to be perfect. Half of it is going to get covered. It's just for the purpose of texture, a little bit of texture and fun, okay? Put them upside down, which is the whole point. And Joe or Yvonne or Dawn, can you guys go post on our event on Facebook that we're live? I forgot to do that. I'm so sorry, because some people wait until I post something on the actual event on Facebook. If you could do that for me, that would be really fabulous. Okay, just like that. And we'll do just a little bit more. I think they're just so much fun to play with. Very randomly, but they create a lot of fun. They just create a whole lot of fun, in my humble opinion. Okay, just like that. And these are so great if you have letters that are left over, like you can really use anything. If you have letters left over from a project and they just don't make up enough of a word, this is kind of that perfect way to use them. You know what I mean? So, and then last but not least, we'll just do that one. Okay, so that's pretty cool, right? Just like that. You don't need to do any more than that, okay? And we're going to put those back. Now, the next thing that I'm going to do is I am going to apply just a little bit of, actually, no, I'm going to dry this actually at first. Okay, so let's give this a quick heat set. Any questions so far? It is a pretty cool background on its own, isn't it? Hello, Shiri, how are you? It does look great. Yeah, I really love the super heavy gesso. It's just wonderful. Just takes a little bit to dry compared to modeling paste. All right, okay, that's pretty good. It's not totally dry, and I'm okay with that. Now, the next thing that I'm going to do is continue to add layers to this. So I'm going to take my washi tape, okay, and this is, don't ask me what company it's from because I have no idea, but I know that it's washi tape, okay? And we're going with the theme, and you know what the color theme is. The ladies can post the link for you guys. What I could have done is actually printed a piece of it, but I didn't, so that you could see. That's okay. It's got teals, it's got pinks. You can see the color theme right here. This is that color theme. Okay, so we'll do that. Okay, that's pretty. We'll add just a little bit more. It just creates a little bit of texture. And this one's going to be just slightly different because of the fact that it's not a heart. So we're going to have to just play around with it. Okay, very random spots. As you can see, I'm ripping it. I'm not being very perfect. It's just very random spots, right? That's about all you need. You don't need to go super crazy on it. And the next thing that I like to do is I'd like to take this stencil by the Crafters Workshop. It's called Mini Cursive Alpha. Okay, this one right here. And I'm going to go ahead and add some, I was going to add some modeling paste. So this is just lightweight, light modeling paste. Okay. And I'm going to take this guy. And I'm going to apply it in random spots, just like so. There is a brand new whipped spackle that came out by the Crafters Work, or not the Crafters Workshop, I'm sorry, by, what do you call it? Oh my gosh. Faber-Castell Design Memory Craft. It is like the yummiest spackle I've ever played with. It's kind of, it reminds me of light modeling paste, but it's even lighter and it dries fast. And oh my gosh, it's so yummy. And unfortunately, I don't have any right now to use. But if I did, that's what I would be using. Okay. So just like that. And I want you to take a look at how wonderful that script is. Isn't that stunning? I just love it. I'm going to add just a little bit on the bottom here. Just like so. And I might do just a tiny bit on the top right here, just for fun. Okay, love that. And then I just put the rest back. Okay, and then with whenever you're using modeling paste or anything like this, you definitely want to clean your stencil off right away, because once it hardens, it's really hard to clean. So that would be my personal recommendation. I do have baby wipes with me, but if I was much smarter, I would keep my baby wipes box closed so that half of them wouldn't be dried out. Some of you guys do that as well. Oh my gosh, I drive myself crazy. So I just have a baby wipe, and then once I'm done with the baby wipe, I still actually put this in the sink after with hot water, and I clean it out with soap. You know, you want to keep your stencils for a long time. I love stencils, so try not to ruin them. I have ruined many in the past, and I'm trying to be a little bit better about them because I love them. So, yeah, that's my little spiel about that. Let me clean my area off just a little bit so we're not so sticky. All right, so we're going to put that off to the side. Now I'd like to give this a quick heat set. Oh, what's the... Oh, the modeling paste. Okay, here's a great question. Okay, so the super heavy gesso versus the modeling paste. Let me see. I'm going to do a very quick, I'm just going to show you really quick. I'm going to grab a different palette knife. I want to show you this, and I want to see if you can actually see it. I'm going to put the camera down just a little bit since you guys are asking. Okay, so I don't know if you can actually see this, but do you see how like sticky and thick. Do you know what this reminds me of? This reminds me of, think of penitent cream. You know how baby bum cream is so thick when you put it on, it just covers everything, and you can bring it up to a peak. That's what this super heavy gesso is like. If you applied it to a canvas, it would be so it would just make it so non-porous. It would be so fabulous. However, what I find is that when you mix it with color, um, it waters down that color. Okay, like if I were to take, you know, black and add it to here, it would water down the black a little bit. Whereas light modeling paste is very, very fluffy. It's almost like um, after you finished whipping some whipping cream, it's very like peaky and fluffy. That's kind of what light modeling paste is, and it has a little bit more grit. So what it'll do is it'll take the paint when you apply it a little bit differently, and it'll form an easier peak, if you will. Okay, so it's two different types of textures. You know, you certainly don't need to have both. As an artist, I have both, but of course you don't need to. They're really two different products altogether. So it's all about personal preference and using them both together. But you'll see if you have gesso versus modeling paste and how they take the paint and the ink differently, you'll kind of want both. Okay, so you'll have a really nice variation on your page. That's kind of the easiest way to explain it in layman's terms. But I do, just so you guys know, I know my website, I said it was going to be ready this week. It's not. My website, guys, being a little bit slow. However, I have already created some paid classes, and it's all about different mediums and what they are. And so it's a little bit more of an extensive class about what these mediums are. And I can't remember if it was $15 or $20, but it's a really cheap class. Okay. So it's really great. And there's projects to do and such. So let me dry this really quick. I find that modeling paste also can crack and flick off versus gesso. I found it doesn't. So it's just different textures. Okay, we're almost ready. Do we have any questions? It's 4 a.m. where some people are. Man, you guys are getting more diehards. I can't believe what diehards you guys are. Wow. I'm honored. I'm very, very honored. Now, what to do next? That's a very great question. The next thing that I'd like to do before we do anything else is apply even more layers. Okay, so with this guy, I don't know if you can see, but I used some metal pieces, and what I used is this ruby violet. It's a Prima necklace kit that I had. And so I'm going to use the leftover stuff. Plus I have some other little metal embellishments. Because this is a bigger piece, I can probably use a couple more. Okay, so I'm going to grab some and apply them in different ways and just sew them up a little bit. It's all about layering, right, my people? Just like that. Here and there and everywhere. Just like that, and was coming out of it. Well, we can cover that hole a little bit. And where are we going to put the frame? Is the frame going to go about there? I don't know if we're going to use a square one or this guy. This one's kind of close. We're going to color it up, but I just want to know where the frame's going to go. I got to figure that out. If we do round, we can do square. I don't know. I kind of like this one. I think this one's really funky. I think we're going to do this one. And probably this way or that way. We shall see. So let's put this maybe down here. So what I'm going to do to apply this is we are going to take, this is some gel medium by Faber-Castell Design Memory Craft. And, whoops, it was tipped over. And I love my fingers because I think they're the best tool on the planet. And I'm going to apply this with my finger because I can. Okay. And it's nice and heavy, so. And you don't have to worry about it showing. It dries totally clear. So if you see it white, it dries completely clear. So you don't have, oh, I put it the wrong way. It's this way, actually. Okay. Just like that. This guy. What's your best tool? Your finger. Look at, it's like snot. That's such a goof. Okay. Fabulous. Just like that. Okay. Just a little bit of gel medium here and there and everywhere. Okay. Let's add a couple more. So I'm going to take, I have some down here. Give me a second. I have some fabulous ones. This is from the Flying Unicorn that they sent me. So Elda, and these are just so fabulous. Like, check out this leaf. Oh, it's stunning. We may use that. It's humongo though. It's kind of humongo, but I kind of love it. You guys must check out the Flying Unicorn. Okay, these are really fun. I just love these. Ooh, you know what? I just kind of love how we're going to switch that up and we're going to put that in the middle. Just because that's how I roll. Change things up just a little bit. Do I even want to use that? I want it to be pretty flat, so I don't know. Maybe we'll use one of these guys in the middle. Yeah. And we'll ink it up. Do you guys see how I'm changing it up? But it's all the same techniques. Half of this is going to be covered anyhow, and what you want to do is you can actually cut some of these, and I like to use actually my Tim Holtz scissors. My hands are so dirty now. I'm getting absolutely everything dirty. I'm actually getting myself stuck on things. Hold on. Baby wipe. Could use a brush, right? But you're probably thinking, I know. I feel ya. I understand what you're saying. I get it. Like I said, it dries clear. Okay, so you don't need to worry about that. This one's a little bit big for me today, so we're not going to use that. We're just not. Okay, so that's that. It's going to be, this half of it is going to be covered, so you don't even have to worry. I'm not sure I'm loving this flower thing because I want it to be flat. So let's change it up a bit. Let's use that one. I need it to be flat for this particular technique. I may change it up after, but for now, let's use that and then put this one right back, but right on top. Okay. Just like that. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to help heat set it a little bit by using my heat gun. Usually I wouldn't do that, but I am going to right now. What I'm also going to do for that one, because it's a little bit raised, I am going to use my Fabri-Tac for this one. Just apply it right on the top, just so that it dries quickly, and I can apply my gesso in a minute. Okay. It's really tacky and it dries fairly quickly. Okay. So that's what I found. This one I'm not loving. I'll pull that one off. I've decided. I've made an executive decision. I might even apply. Nah, we'll just let that be. Maybe. Yeah, let's do that. I like that, especially when we cover it up with gesso. It'll look awesome. Okay, fabulous. Now what we're going to do, this one's coming off just a little bit. I'm trying to be fast with this project, so if you're in a rush, don't use the gel medium. That's all I'm going to say, because it takes a little bit to dry. Now the next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to take some fluid gesso, okay? And if I can open it up, come on baby, there we go. And I'm going to apply just a little bit on my page. And now what I like to do is just take a brush, any old brush. This one's really falling apart, so I like it. And we're going to apply gesso over this whole thing. Okay? Gesso it up. Just like so. Covering it up. You can leave some pieces exposed, of course, if you wish. And this piece is really moving on me. I'm not entirely sure why. There we go. Come on, baby. Just stay with me. There we go. So this is what we've got so far. Do you see how much different when you gesso it up it looks? It's not like just standing out at you saying eep. And then on top of the letters that I've done, the wood letters, I just apply a little bit of gesso here and there. Okay. And same with the washi tape. You wash it out just a bit. Fabulous, just like that. Give it a quick heat set and we'll start our spraying process. Okay. Questions so far? Oh, thank you so much, Yvonne. Oh, you guys are so funny. Do we have anybody here from Lindy Stamp Gang design team? I can't see. Anyone? Anyone? I thought I saw Lizzie earlier. This one is Fabri-Tac, and then this one is gel medium. All right, pretty awesome, right? Easy peasy. Easy breezy, beautiful cover girl. I was watching a little clip with Sofia Vergara today. Oh my gosh, seriously, that woman makes me laugh. I was like just about in tears. She makes me laugh so hard. All right, I'm just putting these away so they're off my table. So definitely go check out the Flying Unicorns. Check out all these yumminess. You guys have to have these. They're awesome. Awesome, awesome. Okay, next what we're going to do is we are going to spray. That's what we're going to do next. So what we're going to do, I'm going to show you something. Now, the set, the epic set that, the February challenge set that we have on the site right now is, I will show it to you, is, not this one, sorry, hang on, where to go? Where are you, baby? This is Tainted Love Teal. Where is Tibetan Poppy Teal? Tibetan, where'd you go? No, that's Danny Zuko's. Okay. My girls were playing with my set. It's down here. Oh my gosh. Okay, now I feel like a complete dum-dum because it's not here. But there's a teal, and it's called Tibetan Poppy Teal. which I believe Hannah took upstairs, no joke, because that's what was on my table here. And Opal Sea Oats. We've also got Silver Night Silver. And what else? Then also the I don't know how to say this, Cheshire Cat Cherry. Cheshire, I'm the worst at names. Anyway, it's the most wonderful cherry ever. Okay, so really fabulous color. And then one last one, which I don't actually have anymore. I ran out of it. Is the, what is it? It's not Down the Rabbit Hole, but it's not a bit of bubbly. I can't remember anymore. Oh my gosh. See, I should have had that list ready with me. Where is it? Anyway, it's another brown, but it looks just like this, okay? So you get a set of 5, and the Epic set will have the embossing powders and the magicals as well, okay? It's kind of like this clam bake beige, I guess, but it's not clam bake beige. You know what? If you the ladies have got the link, the lindystampcake.com. There you go, and you can go check out the set. But they're really stunning. But what I want to do is, you know, this is actually a really great lesson for you all, because there's so many different colors that you can use for this color challenge. It doesn't have to be exactly, if you don't have the exact color, it doesn't matter. This is Tainted Love Teal, which is a teal, right? You could also use the Time Travel Teal from my set, the Industrial Chic set. If you want it to be a little bit more green, you can take the Jack in the Pulpit Teal, which is like more of a teal green. And then, you know, like I said, Down the Rabbit Hole can be the brown or the Clam Bake Beige, 2 variations. Also, what I used in mine was All Flat Fabios, which I'm going to use right now. So lots of different variations of colors in that same color palette, right? So because we have hundreds of colors at Lindy Stamp Gang, it is pretty easy for you to choose your favorite. So what we're going to do is I'm going to use Hibiscus Rose. Excuse me. I'm also going to use Plumber. Oh, no, I didn't use Hibiscus Rose. I'm sorry. I'm going to use 2 pinks, and they are Plumeria Pink and Pink Ladies Pink. So these are the 2 pinks I'm using. And you guys need to hang on for 1 second because my computer's about to die. So give me 1 second. Nothing like being in the middle of a show and your computer just about dying on you. Oh my gosh. I forgot my cord. I never do this. I'm usually much more prepared. Not sure what's happening with me. I'm out of sync and I'm out of breath. Woohoo! Okay. So those were the pinks. And some of the blues that I used was the T-Bird Turquoise. And what else did I use? Yes, I also used the Seashore Sand. Okay. So these are the ones that I used. However, like I said, you can use whatever you like. Okay. And I may use my Turbine Teal in there today. So, but you only need 2 colors to do this challenge. Now what you're going to do is you're going to take your first pink. Let's start with the teal. Let's do the T-Bird Turquoise. Okay. Ooh. Okay. And what you need with you is a little bit of water. And what this does is it makes it run a bit. It wets the canvas and it opens up the pores of the canvas. So you get beautiful drippage. Okay. Beautiful drippage. And then I always have a baby wipe for the spots that I don't want it to go. And I kind of clean it up, and I allow the other ones to just kind of seep in. Okay, just like that. Just let it seep in. Oops, that's water. Just like so. And the gesso will just absorb a little bit of that. Now, I want to darken it just a little bit in certain spots, so I'm going to take, and I want it to give a little bit of shimmer, so I'm going to take the Timed Travel Teal. See that? It gives it a little bit of a darker edge. Just like that. Oh, gorgeous. Look at that. Stunning. I know on camera it shows up as really blue, but it's really not. And then I wipe some of it up because I do want it to be subtle. Okay. I just continue applying water. This canvas is going to be nice and wet. You do want to have some white spots. Okay. Just like that. Isn't that gorgeous already? And then I'm going to take my Plumeria pink and my Pink Ladies pink. This one was opened. Oops. Oopsies. That's okay. I've got some on my finger. That's just perfect. We're going to use what just leaked all over my hands because that's what we do. We don't want to waste any spray. This is Holly Moore Conserves spray, and I just want a little bit. I don't want too much. I'm being very... See how close I'm getting on purpose? I just want more of a drippage. Okay, just like that. Okay, right there. And then I just want a little bit on the top. It's very, very bright, so I don't want too much of this color. Okay, just a little bit. Just like that. And then I'm going to take my Pink Ladies pink. I'm going to concentrate it right there. And then I'm going to shoot the water that way. Okay. Just like that. Gorgeous. See how it creates this like purpley effect? Love that. It's kind of what you want. Wipe whatever you don't want to show through. And you can start to see some of this script coming through. Isn't that gorgeous? All right. So we're just allowing some of it to soak, some of it not. Just like that. Okay, we do want some sort of subtlety. Don't go crazy on the sprays. You do want some white spots here and there. That's part of the charm. If you find that you wiped up too much of the pink, just add a little bit more. Okay. Love that. I really like the concentration of pink right there. So I am going to go ahead and dry. Actually, no, before I do that, I want to add a little bit of the brown. So I'm going to use South Shore Sand, just a little bit. Okay. But I don't want too much, and I do want it to spread just like that. Fabulous. Okay, just a little bit. You can even use your fingers. Move it around a bit. You don't want crazy concentration. Super duper. And what's so cool about Lindy Stamp Gang sprays, I have to tell you, is they are permanent. And they are permanent dye versus what there is out there in the market. So what you'll find is that using it on canvas and other surfaces such as fabrics, the saturation is beautiful. The color is so vibrant. If you've noticed that about Lindy Stamp Gang sprays, our colors are so vibrant and it makes them so, so unique. I'm going to go ahead and give this a quick heat set. Any questions so far? This is very wet. I've got you addicted to Lindy's. That's a good thing. It's not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing at all, my friends. Not a bad thing at all. I want this to be really dry for the next step. That's why I'm doing this. All right. Now, can you hear Ava's footsteps? Oh my word. Guarantee she's going to come down here. How much you want to bet? Okay, now the next thing I like to do is I'm going to do a little bit of stamping because we want still a little bit more texture, right? So I'm going to take a couple. Whoops, I'm going to take a couple of Prima stamps, fabulous Prima stamps, and the first one that I'm going to take. This is one of my favorite stamps. I use this one all the time. It's called I don't know what it's called. It's item number 550943, but it's a really cool stamp, and I'll show it to you. Let's see. I don't know if you can even see it. Oh, here we go. It's kind of this funky words. It's very funky words, okay? Randomness. Randomness. It's perfect for mixed media, right? And I don't like to use a block for this. As you guys know, I'm anti-blocks. And sometimes this works really great if your ink pad is a little bit dry because it gives you a little bit of color variation. Okay, and I'm going to roll my stamp, okay, and give it a little bit more texture. Even on top of the flower, that's fine. It gives it, oops, now I have gel medium on it. It's okay, we can clean it off. No big deal. Just clean it off the stamp. There we go. Okay. That's what happens when things are a little bit wet. I don't mind about ruining this pad. It's so old that I don't really care. Okay, just like that. I want to show you, it gives it a little bit of texture. Okay, I probably did that off screen. Sorry about that. Next one is this one right here. It's kind of like that honeycomb. Another one, another fun one for me. Another favorite. As you can see, I never clean it. And we're going to go ahead and do some more defined. This one's really, really fun. For sure one of my favorites. Not sure why it's not stamping. There we go. Fabulous. Look at that. Do you love that? Ooh, so yummy. Yum, yum, yum. Okay, just like that. You don't need a whole lot. Just enough. Enough for a little bit of texture. I very quickly give it a heat set, and some of my stuff is still really wet for some odd reason. In fact, this one is just, look at how disgusting this, I don't know what happened here. I think I used too much gel medium and then glue all at the same time and didn't quite let it dry. Don't do what I did. Just do what I say, not what I do. Didn't your mom used to say that to you? Do what I say, not what I do. Oh, my hand. Ouch. All right, just like that. Fabuloso. Fabuloso. The next thing we are going to take is our frames. And I don't know, I'm like teeter-tottering between, I'm not going to use that color, don't worry. I'm trying to figure out, I don't know, do you like that one or do you like that one? I kind of like the square. Kind of liking the square. And then I just pull that backing off. Okay, this is just a cheap IKEA frame. And I usually like to take even that off. Okay, I don't want any of that showing. And guess what I'm going to do next? You guessed it. I am going to, oops, I'm going to gesso it up first, and then I'm going to use white acrylic paint to really just get it nice in there. I'm going to grab a nice little brush that I can find. This one is almost broken, but that's okay. Because we definitely don't want a green frame, do we? We do not want a green frame. But this, the gesso will prep the surface, so then I can go ahead and add some acrylic paint to this. And it's not as transparent, obviously. trying to go as best as I can for you all. How are we doing? Good? Oh man, there's so many people on tonight. Holy moly. That is awesome. I don't know how many viewers, live viewers we have. Over 100 for sure. Wowzers. Yeah, I used the Prima Resins frames, but I didn't have any left, and I did have some Michaels one in my stash. These are not as nice, obviously, as the Prima ones. The Prima ones are gorgeous, but this is what we're using tonight. Because I just didn't have them. You know what I mean? Sometimes you got to use what you got. Can you believe I didn't have something Prima? It's crazy talk. All right, just like that. And then I'm going to give it a quick heat set. Did I say IKEA? I meant Michael's. I'm sorry. You haven't met me. I just say stuff, random stuff sometimes. Okay, so that's fairly dry. I'm going to grab some white acrylic paint. I'm going to use this one. I have some basic here. Titanium. This is just some Liquitex basic. And I like to use this one for actually my jelly plate. They're really great for jelly plates. It's really nice. I don't know why it grabs so much. You see how much whiter that is? It actually coats it versus the gesso is a little bit transparent. Translucent, I guess. But you need the gesso so that the paint actually adheres to the frame. Otherwise, it's gonna kind of bead off. Okay, so you do need the gesso first before you apply the white. Do we have questions? Yes. The best thing about Lindy's is that, well, one of the great things about Lindy's for sure that people are talking about on the chat, for those of you watching the recording, is that they do ship dry. So you need to fill them yourself, which is really great because number one, it saves you on shipping. If you live in a cold country or a cold place, you don't actually have to worry about it leaking, exploding, any of that, which is pretty awesome. And we have non-clogging sprayers. Like, how crazy is that? Okay, and every company claims to have non-clogging sprayers, but it's not true. And we are literally the only company that has non-clogging sprayers. And we stand by our sprayers 100%. So if you do have any problems at any time, you need to let us know and we will go ahead and send you a replacement because we guarantee our products. Okay, so that is just way too cool. All right, so that's that. Now that I'm completely covered in white, I'm going to go ahead and clean my fingers off and move this off to the side for just a moment and give this a quick wipe. Okay, we need one more baby wipe for this. You can use, it doesn't really matter. We say distilled water only because if you live in a place that has hard water, you know, the hard water kind of crystallizes right on the bottom. That's the only reason. So I recommend always boiling your water. But yes, of course, distilled water is best if you can. And I know not everybody can. So. Now, what I've done is I dried it just a little bit, just enough. And now what I want to do is I do want to add just a little bit of Lindy's on there, okay, with a little bit of water. And the reason I didn't dry it all the way is because I kind of want it to soak into the paint just a little bit. Is this the one that open to you? No, this is the really bright one. Can't remember. Which one was it? Just like that. That's really, really bright. Rubbing a little bit off on my finger. And leave it a little bit of a baby wipe. We don't want too much on there. Just want subtlety, people. Just subtlety. Ooh, it's wiping off some of the white, which is okay. No worries. We'll add a little bit more. Let's add a little bit of T-bird. Just like so. And where is my white? It's right here. So we'll add just a tiny bit more to that. Do it on the baby white. And we use our fingers for this. Just like that. I'm going to leave that just in case I need it. All right, okay, so that frame is fairly close to being done. And so I'm gonna go ahead and add it. I wanna off-center it a little bit. Yes, I wanna do it like right there, okay? So I'm gonna go ahead and apply that, and I think that's Ava. For those of you that have never met her, you might just get to meet her here in a minute. I think the little stinker might come down. Maybe not. It sure sounds like her. She hasn't been very listening lately. Okay, just like that. All right, just like that. Fabulous. So make sure that's really adhered. And I love to use Fabri-Tac. I love to use Fabri-Tac on the canvas because it does adhere fairly well and easy to apply. You do have to apply enough of it. This is a really heavy frame, whereas Prima's is really light. So a little bit different. All right, so there's that. My hands are completely and utterly covered. It's kind of like the fun of mixed media for those of you that are not big mixed media people. Now I'm going to take a little bit of my white, and I'm just applying white throughout, and it just kind of tones it down just a little bit. Okay, just a bit. Sometimes I use gesso for this, but I had some white acrylic sitting there, so it's perfect for that. Yeah, this is a little bit bright for me. Okay, and I love to go in with my finger. I want subtlety for this particular project. Okay, there we go. Gorgeous, right? Now, what I like to do is I would like to take, now I did this beforehand, so I've taken this die, and this is a new memory box die. It's called Queen of Hearts, which is really beautiful because it is Valentine's coming up. Look at the die, you'll see it. It's like a 2-in-1, okay? It's gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. And they cut like butter. And I got this one at the Urban Scrapbooks here in Edmonton, so you can go ahead and check it out. urbanscrapbooks.com, and they do have an online store, as well as if there's something that you saw on the show and you like, you can just contact them. They're so amazing at getting it for you. I know Yvonne has ordered several things from them, and aren't they awesome? They are fabulous. Now you got to watch this. These dies are very, very thin, so watch when you pull them off that you're not going to rip them. I could have done this before the show. That's my only concern with them, is that they're so amazing, but they're really, really thin. Okay. Very, very intricate, anyhow. Okay, just like that. And then you got to take out all the tiny little things from the middle. like that, poke it out. And the reason I'm struggling at the moment is because my hands are so sticky. It's like sticking to everything. It's pretty hilarious. I'm just poking out all the little holes. All right, just like that. And so this is going to go right here, and I know it's hard to see on camera, but we're going to apply that like so. We're going to use some glue. I think it's time for new glue. I'm almost out. Just like so. It's hard to see. If you were in real life, you can actually see it. I want to show it to you. Okay, can you guys see that? It's really pretty. And now what I want to do with this guy is I want to take some three-dimensional dots, a whole bunch of them. Okay, so we're going to take a whole bunch of three-dimensional dots and we're going to apply them on top of each other. That should be enough, and I'm going to apply even a little bit more glue on the bottom. And this is going to pop out, just like that. And now it creates this three-dimensional heart. Okay, can you see that? See how it's dimensional now? It's kind of popping off the page. Really, really cool. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my beautiful, these are just Glitz Teeny Alphabet stickers. And we're going to add the letter or the word love to it. But I'd like to, what I usually do is I actually take a piece of cardstock, okay? And this is a fun little way to do it. Now watch this. I'm going to move this off to the side. And we're going to make the letter or the word love, one beside the other. Okay, just like so. And then what I like to do is I like to cut it out. Ta-da. Yep, the cuddle bug will absolutely work. Yep, absolutely. And then we're going to take our, I'm going to take the tiny ones, but I don't know where they are. We're going to take our, I like to cut these in half sometimes so that they fit on these puppies. There's black foam dots, there's white foam dots, use whatever you like. And then I just kind of put it right there. Okay. So adorable, right? And then we're not quite done yet because we need to add some flour. So I have some flowers here. These are kind of funky. And I did use some of these like right here. But I may not want to use these ones, but we'll see. But I do like the fact that they're white. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to spray a little bit of pink right there and mix it with a little bit of paint. And that creates a little bit of a wonderful pastel type color, which I love. Really into pastels, and I can go ahead and actually paint the center of my flower. Isn't that pretty? Can you guys see that? That's gorgeous. And there's some yellow on there, which I'm trying to get rid of. And then you want to do this with a dry brush if you can. And then you can get some of the outer edges as well. So you don't always have to spray, you can also paint with our, and this would be great to use with our magicals, right? And then we're going to add, oops, dipped the brush. We're going to actually cover this green up with the white. We don't want green on there because there's nothing green that we have whatsoever. So we're going to give this, oops, we're going to give this a quick heat set. Do we have any questions? Now, I gotta show you something. For those of you that have never used this, this is our grippers by Lindy Stamp Gang, and these are so great. Sometimes I forget to use them, but they lock. So I know some people get them, and sometimes they're like, how does this open? You literally just have to like lift, and it just opens up, and then it locks, and then you can just hold your stuff. So, for example, if you're trying to dry this, you can grab this, you lock it, and now I can use my other hand. It's almost like pliers that you don't have to worry about holding, right? Turning it each way. So it's really fun and easy to use. So you guys have to go and get these. They're so awesome, these grippers. They're fantabulous. And now I can go ahead and cut a little bit of that piece off since I don't totally need it. And take some of my glue. Come on, baby. Work for me today. Not quite done yet. We got one more step to do yet. Okay, and I just tuck this right underneath there. Just a little bit more glue, the leaf, so it actually sticks on there. There we go. Just like that. Okay. White little flower. And I think we could probably add a couple other little flowers. There's some really nice pink ones here. I just have these extra ones sitting on my table, so I thought I'd just use them. They're so cute. Except, I don't know if I want pink. I'm thinking I want a really light teal. Let's spray a little bit, add a little bit of the white, and paint these up a bit. What do you say? How about we use a brush so that my fingers don't have to get totally dirty? It's a great idea, Lemore. Okay, there we go. Now we have a cute little teal flower, semi-teal. I'm going to add that maybe to the bottom right there. Yeah, that's perfect. Perfect, perfect. Come on, baby. Oh, this glue is just giving me so much trouble today. I think I should just break down and open up a new one. Totally squished my flower trying to open up the glue bottle. Okay, this is what we've got. Really, really fun, right? Really pretty. Now, last but not least, we want to give this a very quick heat set because we do have some wet paint here. All right, you guys. Okay, last but not least, one of my absolute favorite products, which you guys know how much I love this. This is Liquid Text Super Fluid Ink. And I love it because it's so dark and so fun to use. So what I like to do is, you guys know I love to do my drippage, right? Or my sprays, my sprayed effect. So I just apply a little bit and it's very fluid and dark, okay? And I buy this in the big tub, and then I fill this little guy with the dropper. And then I grab my fan brush, and usually I like to use the little one, which I thought I put away. I don't know where it went. So we'll use this one. And sometimes I water it down just a tiny bit to make it slightly more fluid, just like that. And then what I'm going to do before I do that is I'm going to actually cover this part because I don't want that splattered. Okay? And how am I going to do this? And I'm going to flick. Oh, I'm off camera. I'm so sorry. Just like that. Okay, I'm going to flick. So sorry. This is what happens sometimes on live TV. Okay, just a little bit of splattering here and there. And it just gives it a little oomph. Do you see that? A little oomph, which is all it needed. All right, fabulous. I think that's pretty good. I'm pretty happy with how this turned out. You want to give it a quick heat set and really set it in. Last step that I'm going to recommend, which really just ties the entire thing together, is inking the edges. And usually I like to take my black soot, which I should have like somewhere around here. Where'd it go, baby? Just trying to find it. I think it's right here. No, that's weathered wood. Where'd it go? Here it is. Black soot, which is my Ranger Distress ink. And I take my, whoa, that lighting just about fell on my head. And I take this little guy, and there goes that camera. Sorry about that, you guys. Well, you got to see the wonderful gelatos I have in front of me. And I just give this one last little inking. So we're almost at the end of the show. So if admins, you want to go ahead and pick 2 lucky winners for tonight, because I know some of you are staying up really late to watch this, so I don't want to hold you up. So I'm just giving that quick edging. Isn't that pretty? And that, my friends, is it. That's it. That's all I've got for you. Really, really cute. 2 different variations, kind of using the same techniques. Okay, so really, really fun. I'm going to switch the camera. I'm going to stop the recording. So for those of you that joined us tonight, thank you for watching. And be sure to check out the links below in the video for the Lindy Stamp Gang Color Challenge.